Welcome to the world of the Wax Queen. My name is Nestore and I am president of 2All Skincare and Berodin Wax. My vision for wax has always been a narrow, refined vision of make fantastic products, only a couple of them, because that's all we need to do a fantastic job. So to that end, this is to release my latest, greatest, and possibly my last edition of soft waxes, Berodin Black. I am really excited about releasing it. I don't often bring out products. There are a lot of you watching this that might have known me for a long time. Well, I have always said, give me one great product, one great hard wax. Never change the formula. I will master it and I will be a master waxer with a fantastic product. I feel that way about wax products in general, that you really don't need a whole lot of them. There is no such thing as a wax for sensitive skin. There is your skill and the product, and can you work that product? On the subject of soft waxes, which this segment is about, in my new Berodin Black, soft waxes, as a general rule for me, I've always liked the cream waxes because I felt they were less aggressive on the skin. But really the market likes clear, soft waxes. So because at the beginning I only had one cream, we came out with Aquamarine. This is a clear wax. This has been around for a year and a half or so. Low temperature, non-sticky, very gentle and strong, as we want from a clear, soft wax. But I miss my cream wax, and I think it has a place in the world of waxing, and there are those of us and you who really love cream soft waxes. Well, with the improvements and the knowledge of cosmetic chemistry, what we have been able to do is really create what I consider to be a hybrid of both cream and clear, and Berodin Black is just that. So it's neither clear, it's neither cream. It is an incredible balance of the two. All Berodin waxes, all of them, hard and soft, are low temperature with slow dry times. And what that means is you can put any of the products on many body parts and very casually start to remove them. They won't dry, get brittle, break, unless you are truly doing something incorrect with the brand. But Berodin Black, I can't tell you how excited I am, because again, I almost never bring out products. I have seen brands out there that have 15 different hard waxes. For goodness sakes, you cannot use that many hard waxes. And yes, they have a lot of different pretty colors, but if you have blue, why do you need any other? Just saying. So, blue hard wax. So, here we are. Berodin Black. It is, I'm going to show you a little bit on my arm, and then I'm going to do a leg demo for you. And with all of our waxes, we do a tiny little bit of the jasmine oil as a base on the body. And it is indeed this just fantastic black color. Very thin. Use the non-wovens as always. Pull it off. It is non-sticky at all. Very gentle on the skin and removes the hair exactly how you want all waxes to remove the hair. So welcome to the world of black. I'm going to come back and wax some legs. Okay, time for my demo with my beautiful new Berodin Black soft wax. And soft wax means it's put on thin and with some kind of cloth used to remove it. So I use soft wax, arms, legs, back and chest, and hard wax, face, underarms, bikini Brazilian. Berodin Blue hard wax, in case you were wondering. This brand is formulated to work over oil. So we have our jasmine pre-up oil that we will also use to clean. So I'm going to prep, wax, and then clean, prepping and cleaning with the same oil. A little tiny bit on your hands, a drop. If you end up with really oily, super shiny hands, blot them on the table before you start applying to the skin. This is true of every body part. The only place we don't oil is the face. We just dry cotton wipe if they're super shiny or wearing a lot of makeup. But there's no reason to strip the natural oil off the face if this brand works over oil. Little tiny bit of jasmine oil. Speed waxing means you prep everything, you wax everything, you clean everything up. Do not prep, wax, clean, prep, wax, clean. You really want to make sure each step is done one time only. I am going to use my sterilizable, non-disposable, large plastic spatula. I'm going to show you how to not double dip with these, where I realize the non-double dipping thing is this continual rage through the industry, so I'm not going to talk about whether you should, shouldn't, could, couldn't. I'm going to show you how to use them. It holds a lot of wax. It is not flexible, so it's very easy to use pressure, and it has this beautiful edge. So I have a container of wax off right here. It has about that much wax off in there, which is our wax cleaner, equipment cleaner. I will dip, use, and put into there, get a new spatula, and then when I'm done, I'll take a sterilizing wipe that you can get in those plastic buckets, and I'll take them out, clean them off. It cleans any residue wax and sanitizes them at the same time. So let's get started. Dipping the spatula in, wiping one flat side. You can get a whole lot of wax on, so you wipe it off. How beautiful is that? And keep it on its edge so that it, and I use the word scrape, although it doesn't feel like scrape, but it gets it super thin without it having to be hot and drippy. I mean, one of the goals of waxing is that your client is comfortable while it's being applied and while it's being removed as much as possible. So, put it down. I always press up, so I have their foot hang off the edge, and I press up. Wipe and remove. Do not spend all kinds of time rubbing the client. It doesn't actually make the wax work any better, and it's what I see people spend a lot of time doing. You know, it's funny, some of the things about efficient waxing that I see are really our human nature taking over, as opposed to just simply working. So can you see how incredibly cleanly that came off? Not only that, but it is utterly not sticky. Now naturally I'm fairly decent at doing this, so yes, I am able to put it all on and get it all off. As you are working and as you are learning how to wax, I have seen new people kind of leave little bits. What I want you to do as you are learning how to clean up little bits is take a strip and do this if you have leftover wax. But not that. The skin doesn't love it if you do that, okay? So, here we go. Second leg. Wipe it off. So you have a puddle on the leg and scrape. So you notice it is not so thin that it's dripping all over the place when I leave that puddle. And this time I got the right amount on my spatula. My last leg, I had to get another spatula, which just irks me. Again, press. I start all the way at one side and I work my way around. I don't go this way. I want to be able to put my hand down on the client. By pressing into her foot like this, not only does it straighten and firm this, it also does not give my client or model any question of what I want them to do with their body. I know that you have all experienced a client being ever so helpful and turning their leg for you and promptly gluing themselves to the table. It's just not that much fun. So, there we go. And no, there are no little bits left, but I'm still going to take a little bit of oil. I kind of more generous amount than you prep with, and I just lay it down, and I have my client flip over. All right, I had my client flip over. I always start them on their stomach because this way they only have to turn over one time. I have already oiled. As I said at the very beginning, you oil everything for the prep, wax everything, and then clean it all up. Take my spatula, dip in this beautiful product, and if you can kind of see, I'm not really even wiping off one side. So I have wax on both sides, so I'm going to wipe off both sides. Notice I picked up her leg. This is so I don't bend over and get my back tired waxing my client. You really want to preserve your body and bring them to you instead of you going to them. Really important to remember that your body should be nice and relaxed and at that height to wax. Notice I haven't let go of her foot. When I had her on her stomach, I pressed up against the leg to keep her leg in place. I also keep my hand on their foot to keep their leg in place, because once again, otherwise they'll relax or turn and glue themselves to the table. Now, notice that I'm not really holding the skin tight. I know that some of you watching this will be in school, be new to waxing, and we are taught in school to do this. It is not necessary for the bottom of the leg to do that. The skin is quite firm on the bottom of the leg, so you really don't have to go through and do that. So, when you get there, you flip it over, and if there's any little bits, treat it like it's a strip. No pit-patting. None of that. And here we go, lift up the leg, get my wax, wipe it off, and scrape. And again, I use the word scrape on purpose. That doesn't mean you scrape over the shin bone. That wouldn't feel that good. And if you just put wax on half of their leg, just like I did in the back, you don't even have to look to see if you got everything. That's the beauty of speed waxing, is that you put wax all over, you remove it. The hair comes with it. You don't have to look that much. You do not have to stop and look to see the direction of the hair. Again, this is something that new people do, where you get all involved in this looking for the direction of the hair growth. You can see it. Put the wax on. Take the wax off. Get done. Okay, here we go. Notice I'm using my whole hand to spread. Whole hand, not this. And then if it gets to the point where it gets too thick, I just fold it over. Tape in this leg. I'm going to use one disposable for the knee. Wipe, wipe. I just don't like using disposables when I'm doing a big body part. I feel like it takes a tree just to wax somebody's legs. Now, these are 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter what direction you call it. This is just how I do. So I straight up and I hold the skin tight here, like that. And then I do a side. If you know you have to keep the strip in your hand alongside the body, that means you cannot go up and over a knee. That's a corner. So you go up to a corner, and then you go from the top of that and around. And now I'm going to just do this for any of the little bits I left behind. And bend this leg for me, please. You have to admit, this is one beautiful wax, huh? Of course, not only is it pretty, which we people in the beauty industry like, but it just works so well. I love its action, its temperature, how it comes off the skin, and of course it removes the hair. Couldn't exactly have a wax I was proud of that didn't remove the hair now, could I? So, same thing up to the end, and then the corners like that, or the sides. Okay. And even though it's a very non-sticky wax, there's still going to be a little bit of residue left over. So I am going to take my oil and go over, just like I did on the back. I will take my 7th strip, because that's all you should use when you're doing half legs. 7. 1 for each section, 1 to clean. And I go over, hold the skin nice and firm. And what this does is this gets rid of any last little residues of wax that you may have left behind. And it will also remove the excess oil. So your client can leave without hair, without being oily, and without being sticky. So there it is, my speed wax demo with my fantastic Berodin Black Soft Wax. You are going to love it! I know you are, because I certainly do. Have a great day.